Hello,
Hello, friend.
how are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm fine too. And excuse me, what's that heart made of?
This ceramica. It's handmade.
Really? Where was it made?
Um, Mexico. What do you think of it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, yes, it is. So, see you next Monday, friend.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Hello everybody, this is Mirna and they are my classmates Rocio, Stephanie and Raquel. I hope everyone is fine. In today's video we are going to talking about a special topic, passive voice. Of course the parts of the video are passive voice in affirmative statements in different tenses, and also yes/no questions as well as double-H questions in different tenses. Let's start.
Passive voice. Most sentences are in the active voice. The subject of a sentence provokes the action of the verb. For example, someone found the picture in 1995. In this case, is active voice. Now, in the passive voice, the receiver of the action is the subject of the sentence. For example, the picture was found in 1995. In this case, is focus on the object because the object is the verb in the sentence. Then, in this case, the passive voice uses the verb be. Then, the main verb. The main verb is in the past participle, and finally the year. The year in this case in the passive voice is at the end of the sentence. Now, the passive voice we use by. Use by when it is important to identify the performance of an action. In this case, we have some examples. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. Is active voice. Then, Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. In this case, the Mona Lisa is the object because it's the first in the sentence. Now, we have other examples. Michelangelo made the sculpture of David in 1501 is active voice. Then, the sculpture of David was made by Michelangelo in 51. In this case, is passive voice. Now, we have other examples. The simple present. I do the English homework. In this case, is active voice. Now, the English homework is doing by me. In this case, is passive voice because the object is the first. Now, the simple past. Carmen made the dinner is active voice. Now, finally, the dinner was made by Carmen is passive voice. Remember, the passive voice is focused on the object.
Now I'll talk about the passive voice in future, present perfect, and present continuous. First, we have in future. For use the passive voice in future, we have the form will plus be plus past participle. We have an example. In active voice is James will write the letters. For change to passive voice is the letters will be written by James. The next is in present perfect. The form is have or has been plus past participle. The example in active voice is Lisa has recorded a song, and to change for passive voice is a song has been recorded by Lisa. And the last is in present continuous. The form is am, is, or are plus being plus past participle. The example for active voice is Mike is baking a cake. And this example to change to passive voice is a cake is being baked by Mike.
Now it's time to talk about how to make yes/no questions in passive voice in 3 different tenses. And first we have the simple present. And the structure for make yes/no questions in passive voice with simple present is: form of the verb to be, plus subject plus verb in the past participle, plus complement plus question mark. And we have two examples. Is the steak written by the students? And the possible answers are yes it is or no it isn't. The next example said, are the eggs fried by Tom? And the possible answers are yes they are or no they aren't. In the next part we have the simple past. It's the same structure just in the verb to be and past. We have two examples. Was Mike attacked? And the possible answers are yes he was or no he wasn't. We have other examples. Were these good balls made in Africa? And the possible answers are yes they are or no they aren't. And finally we have the structure for make yes no questions with an auxiliary verb or a modal verb. And we have their structure. The structure is auxiliary plus subject plus form of the verb to be plus complement plus question mark. And we have two examples. Should the work be done on time? And the possible answers are yes it should or no it shouldn't. We have other example. Should the house be cleaned? And the possible answers are yes it should or not it shouldn't. Just need follow this structure for make yes no questions in different tenses.
Now I'm going to talk about the questions in passive voice and the future with will. And the structure is WS word plus will plus subject plus verb in past participle plus question mark. And I have two examples. When will the concert be? And why will you go there? And the other time is for the present perfect. The structure is WS word plus have or has plus subject plus verb in past participle plus question mark. And I have two examples. Where have they been lived for the last few years? And the second is how have you been this? And the last is the present continuous. The structure is WS word plus be plus subject plus verb past participle plus question mark. And I have two examples. Why are you asked? And the last one, where is the hiding it?
Thanks for watching our video. See you next video.